All right, we're going to move on to David from California. David says that the atheist community is judgmental. David, whatever do you mean by that? He says sillily.
Okay, you got me laughing already.
Good. Sorry. Good.
I'm judging you for that.
Yeah. No, what do you mean? I agree. I agree that it is. But go on. Tell me why you think so.
Well, you didn't give me much time to really make a point, so I just decided to spend the rest of this time demonstrating my humility.
Hey, I'm here to help. So, give me an example. Why is the atheist community judgmental?
Oh, because I've been listening to you guys. I mean, between Atheist Experience and Talk Heathen, I don't really follow the other groups too much.
Well, you really should watch The Nonprofits, the flagship show of the ACA. It's one of the best. In fact, I would argue it's better than the rest.
Talk Heathen's the best, mate.
Well,
apart from when Johnny's on.
So you watch these shows, yeah. You watch these shows.
I don't like nonprofit organizations.
Okay, well, that's a separate conversation.
That's very interesting.
The Nonprofits isn't a nonprofit organization; it's a show on the Atheist Community
of Austin. The ACA
is a
nonprofit organization.
Yeah, you're calling into a nonprofit organization's production. But tell us, go on. You watch the shows.
Intuitive nonprofit.
You're right. Yeah. Well, watch the show. You might learn a little bit more about it if you give it. It's on right after this. But anyway, tiny.cc/YTNP. So, why is the atheist community judgmental? Give me some examples.
I don't know. You have to tell me why they're that way. I don't know why they're that way, but
I don't really agree with
it
as a claim.
I was only an atheist up till I was 18, and then I suddenly gained intelligence. But
okay,
I can't.
But I'm asking you.
That was a bit of a judgmental comment, though, wasn't it?
That was a little judgmental, yeah.
But David, kind of felt like you were calling me stupid.
Yeah, David, you're sort of dodging the question. Stupid. Yeah, that's fair. You're dodging the question. I'm not asking you why. I'm asking you, give me examples. Let me be more specific.
I don't really know what you mean still. Like,
yeah.
Okay. Because when I hear judgmental, you go.
Yeah.
You go ahead.
I want to congratulate you on last week's show with the David's not cosmology, but the evolution.
All right. Here's what I'm going to do. David,
want to know, mate.
David, you're muted. All right. And this is me being judgmental. I'm judging that what you're about to say is not what we're here to talk about. And really, honestly, just give me examples in your life that support your position. Why the atheist community is judgmental. Just give us an example. Did you talk to somebody and they said something mean? Or did you see Katy say something crummy? Or heaven forbid it would be me. But give me an example of some action that of people in the atheist community that to you exemplifies judgmentalness. Katy, I'm sorry. What were you going to say? You're trying to.
I was just going to say. So, for an example, I could say the opposite. I would say that like fundamentalist Christians are judgmental, and I this is something I actually believe. And an example would be if I found out that my friends were getting a divorce, or my friend was having an abortion, or that my friends had sex before marriage, or something. None of that affects me, so I don't judge them as a person. I don't think rationally it changes their quality of contribution to society. And it doesn't affect me personally, and it doesn't negatively affect the people around them. Okay. So I wouldn't judge them for it. Whereas I think a lot of Christians would negatively judge those people and would treat them worse and maybe even shun them from the community. So in that way, I think Christians are more judgmental than atheists. And so maybe you could then come back and say, maybe that's true, but atheists are even worse because...
And here's where your because comes in. Give us an example. Go ahead, David. It's on you. It's balls in your court.
Well, you just made an example because I was about to give you evidence, and every time I call to give you evidence for the supernatural.
All right, so here we are. We're back where we were. We're back right where we're at.
The reason why we're like this, David, is because this is like how call-in shows work. I mean, maybe me and Johnny are judging you as a person right now, or maybe not. But the thing is, people will watch the show. They see like the little cool thing, and they're going to read the YouTube thumbnail, title, and stuff, and it's going to be like someone's calling in about atheists being judgmental, and they're like, "Oh, wicked! I want to hear about this."
Yeah.
And if you don't like do that conversation, I mean, maybe you've got another cool thing to say, but this is the topic you've selected. That you said that to the call screener.
Yeah.
So this is what we need to stay on topic. So
That's right.
if you could give an example, we
Yeah.
can have that conversation.
Yeah.
And I would love to have that conversation
Okay.
with you right
I'm
now.
going to steel man David, and I'm going to put him off mute. That his example of the atheist community being judgmental is that we don't let him give examples of why his religion is true. Is that it? Is that it, David? Go ahead.
Well, you're demonstrating why you're judgmental because you have a hard time listening to what people say, and you automatically go off on long spiels about.
David, let me give you a little lecture on how. Let me give you a little lecture on how call-in shows work. And maybe you don't know. Maybe you have a call-in show and it's got incredible numbers of viewers. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But we got to move it along. Okay. So the prelude, the prologue, the preface, it doesn't really make for good YouTube. So go ahead. Give me your example of how the atheist community is judgmental outside of trying to move the conversation along. Okay.
Someone who's not us. Yeah.
Someone who's not us. I mean, we're judgmental as shit.
Well,
so please go on.
I was going to give you an example about the show that happened last week, and you interrupted me. So the show
I didn't see last week.
I didn't see it last week. I didn't see it last week.
I didn't see it.
So give another example, because one that the audience who may not
have
seen it.
This is my example. This is my example.
Okay. Right.
Okay, go ahead.
Come on then.
I've been listening to you guys. Okay. Listen. I've been listening to you guys for probably since 2015. Okay.
Nice.
And in all those videos that were in the comment section.
Yeah.
Your adherents, the virtual pews of the atheist church, the people are endlessly judgmental. They call me stupid, and then I'm equally arrogant about my stupidity.
I don't like that. They shouldn't call you stupid, even if you were stupid in the colloquial sense.
Yeah.
That's not very respectful. We don't like that. We don't like name calling. Does that make me not judgmental? Because I'm still judging a person's belief as being warranted or not warranted, supported by evidence or not. So you're complaining that people in the comments, you're complaining that YouTube people in the live chat call you stupid. Is that your complaint?
So yeah, I've been being abused for 7 years by the atheist community. And I'm probably going to have to join the Church of Scientology just to be cleared of this.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know if Scientologists have an easier ride on the internet, mate. It might be in for a surprise. I think that one thing I would say is that yes, people on the internet are horrible, and that includes atheists. I don't know how much other debating you've done of other arguments. Like religion is one thing, but maybe you have argued about women's rights or about anti-racism stuff, and you'll find that people on any side of any argument, there will be some abusive people, and they're the ones you see. Especially if you're coming into like, a chat, like, if you were to be a feminist and you were to go into some men's rights activist YouTube channel and go into the comments, they are going to abuse you. But also, if you're a men's rights activist and you come into a feminist chat, they're probably going to not say nice things about you too.
No.
And I'm not trying to both sides this and say that, one side is just as abusive as the other in any argument. In lots of these, there is one side that is worse. But I think it's true that even in the nicest disagreement and the nicest groups of people, there's going to be someone who's abusing you, and you're going to notice that the most because they're going to be saying it to you. But I think to then if you were to say atheists are judgmental or atheists are abusive, full stop, it kind of sounds to me that like you're saying they're more abusive or they are uniquely abusive or uniquely judgmental. And I think that the first part is true. Like some atheists, lots of atheists, maybe even most, I don't know, are judgmental in some way or abusive sometimes. But to suggest that as a group, atheists are worse, I don't think that's true. And I don't think there's evidence for it.
Yeah. I'll give you a last word on that. Do you think, David, that atheists are uniquely abusive, more so than, let's say, the Westboro Baptist Church or an average evangelical church?
Well, you guys apparently think it's an aberration with atheists, but all you got to do is read through your last video on the science fiction of evolution with David, California, on the comment sections, and you're going to find at
David,
least
I,
95.
you're not going to give.
of those
You're not going
comments
to
are
give us
negative.
homework. Oh my gosh, David, you're not giving us homework. We're trying to have a conversation, and it sounds like you're not interested in having that conversation. So we're going to move on. If you want to call back, I've just dropped you. If you want to call back and actually have the conversation right here within the confines of this stream, welcome to have it. Okay.